If you listen to the critics, if you listen to your own doubts and call them reasons, you may never find the drive to go back to school. But a little change in direction, a new perspective, and the right program may make your successful new path a reality. The Accelerated Degree Program at Albright College. Start your degree or complete your degree one night a week in as little as 2 years. Albright College. A different way of thinking.
You're up. Good evening, and welcome to the Albright Scholar for May 2018. My name is John Pankratz. I teach history at Albright, and each month it's my privilege to welcome BCTV viewers and residents of Greater Reading to take a glimpse inside our learning community up here on North 13th Street, to look at the work being done by teachers and students, and to think about its impact on all of us. Well, I'm here with a group of Albright College seniors who are watching the weather report and hoping for cloudy but not rainy days on Sunday. They're actually students who have won distinguished prizes in our annual honors and awards ceremony, and I thought it would be interesting to talk to them about their Albright experiences as well as their future plans, and maybe hear about some of their fellow students as well. With me is Liz Eberwein, who's an English major, Jordan Winkler, who is a Spanish and political science major, Dane Martin, who's a senior business marketing graduate, Nina Mazzarelli, who's a major in psychology, and Justin Hoffman, graduating as a Jacob Albright Scholar in biochemistry. So welcome, all of you. Is this everybody's first time on the Albright Scholar? Justin, you were here talking about bats in your acre report in the past. Yeah. Well, first of all, congratulations to all of you. You're among the very best students we have, and not only in the classroom but active across campus. And we'll give you a chance to talk about that. Liz, we mentioned that you were an English major. You did an English honors thesis. What other kinds of things really mattered to you at Albright?
I also did an acre project in
That's
the English
right.
department. Didn't get a chance to talk about it with you, but that was definitely a high point for me.
And that was with Dr.
Leslie Goodman.
Goodman.
Yeah. We researched millennials, sort of, and this anti-millennial and anti-youth stigma
Oh, yeah.
in American history. Yeah. And definitely Pops, Nina can attest to. Just every year, Pops was a highlight, for sure. I start the year at my happiest in Pops, I think.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way to rebuild your own enthusiasm as well. But you're also active musically as an Albright Idol contestant and winner. And
Yeah, my freshman year, I did that.
And performed with the Domino Players as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Jordan we know from choir.
Yes.
As well as everything else. You've been the vice president of SGA and then the president of the SGA.
Yes.
You've been a performer with the choir and a composer and arranger for the choir as well, and appeared on stage in plays as well. A lot of everything.
Yes. I think that I've tried my best throughout the past 4 years to take advantage of whatever opportunities I saw in front of me. And as you cited, even a little bit before I got here, in arranging for the Albright Angels.
Yeah.
I think that this has been a great ride, and I will always look back at some of the stuff I did and wondered, how did I do it all in the time period that I did, and what did I sacrifice to get there? But I think that it was fun.
Yeah, yeah. And good for all of us. That's the other reason that you guys have been honored, because you've really graced this school and made it work and done things that we're all very proud of. Dane, you're both a star student and a star swimmer.
Yeah, I'm like Jordan. I definitely got more involved with two things, swimming and the business school. I spend a lot of time in both those things. Coming into Albright, just being on the swim team, you kind of get that family right away, and that was just great for me. And we started out with just 10 girls, so watching us grow over the years has probably been a highlight for me, and we just brought in a bunch of girls for next year, and I'm very excited to see all they accomplish, and that was just a big thing for me probably. And then being involved in Dearden, we got to do so many events and work with writing school and field trips. We got to visit Webpage FX, so all those experiences, I don't think you get that at a big school, so being at Albright, taking advantage of all those things, I think we can all attest to that it was really great.
Yeah, you mentioned the Dearden Leadership Program, this partnership with Reading High. And I know the high school students there really look up to you guys, but I think it's also been an education for you as well.
Yeah, and I know I wasn't as involved just because of swimming, but a lot of the people, all they can take away from it, and I am from Reading, so knowing that, and they just love it, and the kids love it, and they'll text them sometimes, and it's really great.
Yeah. And you're a scholar athlete as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And a Gold A winner along with
Yes.
Justin and Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that my situation was a little bit different as a transfer student coming here, which made my high point definitely orientation weekend.
Yeah.
So I started out as a pop, and then my senior year I served on steering committee, which was the highlight of my time here, and really making that transition to college much different than what I had experienced my first time around. And just doing all the dances and energy, I really had a great time with steering committee. So I think that was my favorite thing outside of sports and everything else that I was involved in.
Yeah, we could mention that you won almost 80 basketball games over the last 3
Yeah,
years
that
as
too,
well.
but I try to look outside of sports because that was sort of what I've been known by, basketball, and I started to take new classes that I've never really experienced. Really enjoy history, something I've grown to really love since college. President Fetro and her committee, serving on that committee as well, and just being more involved in other things other than sports has really allowed me to grow as a person.
Yeah.
So I've been sort of highlighting those things more.
That's good, and I think that's right. And all those wins, that's
And
there too.
basketball.
Yeah. And Justin, you're a Jacob Albright Scholar and a Gold A winner, and a wonderful scientist, really sort of across the board in sciences, right?
If you want to say that, sure. Yeah, so being a biochemistry major, I kind of get the best of both worlds. I know for me, one of the highlights was one of my first biology courses that I took with Dr. Karen Campbell. I had taken the lab portion with her, and that kind of fostered a friendship that I didn't expect to find with a professor, but it's kind of nice things at Albright for me. I know we ended up doing acres together and going to San Antonio, Texas together and going to Costa Rica and so many things. I know I got to do a lot because of her, because she helped me out so much through my 4 years here at Albright.
Yeah. Well, that's the nature of this school, is those close relationships and the mentoring experiences that you have. Why don't we come back down the row and hear about your plans going forward?
Yes. So while I'm hoping to apply to DVM PhD programs, so veterinary degrees as well as research degrees, I'm hoping to continue on into those. But beforehand, I just actually found out as of Friday that I'll be working down at the University of Pennsylvania's med school, Perelman School of Medicine, in the microbiology department, where I'll be doing research in the Bates lab.
Oh, great. So keeping your hand really busy.
Yes.
Yeah, and of course you're a great sort of team player and team leader as well. So those labs I think will have a smile on their face as they work with you.
Yeah.
Nina, where are you heading next year?
So I'm staying involved in basketball. I accepted the assistant coaching job at East Stroudsburg University, where I'll be the grad assistant. So I'll be pursuing my master's in public health.
Great.
But my main goal is hopes to become a registered nurse. So I will be specializing in geriatric health for my public health master's, and hope to be an RN in the near future.
Yeah. Well, who knows? We may time it out. I may become geriatric just at the point where you're ready to minister to my infirmities. Dane, you're heading out of town, right?
I am, yes. I'm finally leaving Reading, so I'm actually moving to Boston June 1st. We just signed a lease, so all crazy adult things, but I'm recruiting in the financial district, so I'm working for a firm called Huxley, and I actually found a contact who went to Albright and played football, Austin Young, and then I contacted him, and he contacted me with someone in Boston, so it's kind of funny. Albright my connections here definitely helped me get the job, and I'm really excited to experience all Austin has to offer, and recruiting, and I think it'll be fun.
Oh, that's nice. I remember Austin really well. He was a sharp
great.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's nice that happened.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're feeling pretty confident that you'll do well because of your Albright education.
Yes, oh, definitely. I think my professors, they're great, and they definitely, like we mentioned before, you can connect with them on a different level, so they share their experiences, and it just makes you more confident that knowing people go through the same things, and yeah.
Now, I interviewed some of your professors about your various accomplishments, and one cited that you were always in Rosner Hall at 7 or 7:30 in the morning, and I figured that must have been after swimming laps.
Yes, definitely because of swimming, but my dad always had me late for high school, so I kind of just, I love to be early in the morning, and I'll just go there and eat my breakfast, and Professor Schott will come by and make fun of how many cups I have in front of me, or make fun of my green smoothie, but yeah, it's definitely always early, and I can thank swimming for that.
Great. Jordan, you're heading down to the Philly area.
I am. I'll be moving to Philadelphia, and I'll be attending law school in Wilmington at Widener University, Delaware Law School. I kind of always knew that I wanted to do something in the law, and I came into Albright with an open mind as far as what I was going to study, and I ended up after my study abroad trip in Ecuador, I ended up picking up a Spanish major, and combined with my political science major, thought that was a really good combination to then go in and study for what would then be the LSAT, and then taking that. So I'll be in law school, actually very quickly after graduation.
And I guess we can mention joining another Gold A winner down in Philadelphia as well, your fiance, Kayla Edwards, who graduated last year.
Yep, we will be starting our life down there together, and we're very excited, very nervous as well, as starting a completely new experience, but very excited.
Yeah, we are too. And Liz, what do you see ahead?
I don't have as concrete plans as the rest of you, so I'm feeling a little lost. But I do hope to pursue a PhD in comparative literature, so I'm going to be applying to grad schools in the fall. I've also applied to a couple internships for the fall.
Oh, okay.
I'm really hoping for one with Penguin Publishing, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
And sort of, if I got an internship in that field, I might think about just sticking with publishing.
Working in the publishing field.
Yeah. So, and just working odd jobs and living at home for now, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's allowed as well.
Yeah.
I think sometimes things blossom more gradually, and that's great. Let's chat a little bit about some of your classmates, okay? I've got a picture online here of Cassie Belizaire, and Liz, you must have taken classes with Cassie.
Yeah.
I should mention she was the winner of the Muhlenberg Goodwill Prize for Community Service. She's very active in the partnership with 13th and Union School right across the street from Albright, and she's going to be this year's student commencement speaker.
Yeah. I've taken quite a few classes with Cassie, and she's an incredible student. Notably, the senior seminar last semester was really intense, but really enjoyable, and we always had super lively discussions with Dr. Gilliams.
Yeah.
And Cassie was also just a really good voice in that class.
Great sense of humor, but also just a deep lover of literature.
Yeah.
As well. Neat.
Yeah, being in student government, one of the responsibilities is to oversee organizations.
Yeah.
And Cassie's been involved with PSCA in addition to her partnership with the 13th and Union School, and being involved in so many things is something I can relate to, but something that I think is something very influential, and something that she was able to take advantage of, which is a great thing.
Yeah. Let's see who else we have here. Oops. Back, yes. Oh. Tom Armstrong. He of course, did a little of everything, but also served on SGA for a couple years.
Yeah, he served on SGA for 2 years. In addition to being a leader directly within that organization, he was able to resurge interest in another organization, which traditionally was our GSA, which is our Gay Straight Alliance. He was able to resurge that into Pride Plus.
Pride Plus.
And that has had overwhelming success for him. And that has been his project for the past couple of years now, and it's a great success of his. He takes a lot of pride in it.
It's a thriving organization, and I think it's meant so much to so many students. And I think it's in good hands for next year as well. So, yeah. So thank you, Tom. Let's see who else we have. Dane, you must know Ryan Aller.
Oh yeah, he's a very smart young man. Definitely great athlete as well. I know I have a few classes with a bunch of lacrosse boys, and they can say great things about him. Someone just was talking to me about him before our exam this morning. So definitely a lively face, an early person like me in the morning in Rosner Hall. Yeah.
And captain of the lacrosse team.
Yes, he
as
is.
well. Yeah. And let me do a little searching here. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll go with that. Stephanie D. Justin, you must have done some classes with her.
Yes. So I know I haven't. I don't think I've had any formal classes with her, but I know we've crossed paths many a time.
Sure.
Whether it be through just research or doing an honors thesis. I know she was involved with Acres, so I know we kind of shared those experiences, and I know she's a very devoted student, and she's really fun to talk to. I know she's actually from the Philly area, so we have that relation. But she's really fun to talk to, and I know she'll do great. I know she wants to do a lot of ecological-based studies in her futures.
Right. And so she won both an award for undergraduate research in the sciences, but then also a music award for being the first chair trumpet in the concert band.
She's a very good trumpet.
As well. And she's really grown, I think, as a scientist and
Absolutely.
as a campus citizen as well. Let's find Michaela Dutton. Anybody here know Michaela? Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah.
She was actually roommates with my current girlfriend. She was a very vibrant personality. She was always, and very outgoing. I know she's very devoted to her studies.
Yeah. She won the award, the Alan McKinney Award for the best student across the social sciences. So sociology and anthropology and political science as well, I think, and also a really faithful library assistant.
Yes,
as well.
very faithful.
Just sort of a brave and wonderful person. Casey Goshorn. Yeah. You can't go to the campus center without seeing her.
No. Casey and I have been very good friends since freshman year. We lived in Moan Hall together.
We had a gang.
we were like the 8 freshmen who lived in Moan Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had a club. But Casey and I, we actually just got back from a dinner with our senior seminar professor because we were such a close-knit group, and Casey's going on to have 2 congressional internships with 2 senators, in one in Washington and one in Philadelphia.
I know she spent a semester in Chile, and that really intensified her Spanish, and yeah, I think she's really ready for the world. Let's see, I guess we'll call up Sarah. Who's also a biochemistry student, but going on to studies in biology at Carnegie Mellon.
Yes, yeah. So she actually had a fun path. She started in wanting to go into pharmaceuticals. So she ended up doing an ACRE project with Dr. Ian Ryle in the organic chemistry department. So she was doing a lot of stuff with free radicals. She slowly learned that wasn't her cup of tea, and that. Organic chemistry can be messy, and it didn't quite go as expected, and that's okay. Then she continued on to meet one of our biology professors, Dr. Adam Hersberger, and she did another ACRE with him and has done research throughout the past few semesters, and that's, I think, what really, it fostered a strong relationship between her and Dr. Hersberger for sure. but she absolutely enjoys that field, and that's why she's pursuing
Yeah.
a degree at Carnegie.
I think that's a great message to get out there to the young people who may be watching.
Yeah.
That you don't have to decide as
No.
a teenager what your future is going to be.
Yes.
You're going to grow enormously during these 4 undergraduate years, and you're going to make new discoveries about yourself and about the world. So be open to that.
Yes.
And then you'll find out a path that really does work for you.
Absolutely.
Lindsay Jones has been on the show before. She's a costume design major, heading off to grad school. Had two tutus in the this year's fashion show, but she's also designed several of the Domino Players productions as well. And she's a Jacob Albright scholar too.
I believe she also did an honors thesis as well.
She did.
Yeah, that's right.
She did. Well, let's get one more chemist in here. Justin, you want to talk about Ashley? Ashley's was on the show her freshman year.
Yes, she was, with Dr. Matt Sontag, so I happen to know her very well. So she may or may not be my girlfriend that lived with Michaela Dutton. Yeah, so I met her my freshman year, but she has done a wealth of research. So she started with Dr. Sontag, did an acre after her freshman year, studying glass particles using Raman spectroscopy, and then continued on the following summer with the same studies. And more recently, she worked with Dr. Andy Samuelson, where she was doing a lot of different molecular biology techniques, so she got to work with those, but ultimately she's hoping to go to med school, but I know right now she is going down to Jefferson for an accelerated master's in public health program.
Great, great. Let's, we have Travis in here. Travis is another Gold A winner and a music award winner. He's, in a way, a typical Albright student in that he's a computer science major, but he also very, very active in all the musical organizations and has performed with the Domino Players as well.
And he makes great origami.
He does.
He
makes
does,
fantastic
yes.
origami.
Yeah. O'Shea Taft is a really vibrant personality on campus and has been involved in everything. And
Yeah.
Brings a lot of energy.
yeah, and
To
almost all
lot.
of it really positive too. Yeah,
I think
I've
some of
appreciated
my-
having him in class.
Yeah, some of my favorite classes were definitely with O'Shea. He can wake you up at any time of the day and make the class fun.
And he
Good.
gives an impeccable tour.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he does. He's an incredible Albright ambassador. And Rebecca Turbot, she's a student I think that everybody respects and likes a great deal.
Absolutely. Yes, I know I got to meet her a little bit more through the ALC with our peer tutoring program, and she's a phenomenal tutor and even a better person. She's
Wonderful,
a great
wonderful
individual.
psych student and the leader of the Albright Christian Fellowship as well.
Yeah, like
Really
Tom,
brought
she was
that.
able to bring that back. and-
Yeah, exactly, and make it a really vibrant and important group these days. Paige Nassif is another scientist
Yes.
in pre-medical studies, but she won also the Muhlenberg Goodwill Prize for her incredible community service.
Yes, I know she belongs to the co-ed service fraternity on campus, Alpha Phi Omega, where she does a lot of service to the community.
Let's see. Well, we'll get one more student on before we have to go. Dane, you must have taken classes with Dalton.
I actually haven't taken any. I know him through Dearden.
Yeah,
He's
right.
very involved. I've heard great things
He's
about him. I
an
can't.
accounting major and very
yes.
active and
Yeah.
volunteering as well.
He was part of our original Moan powwow.
Yes, he was. He was part of that club.
Okay, well, a lot of good things came out of that year.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, we're winding down on the Albright Scholar. We're also winding down on your 4 years here and all of your accomplishments. I know this school is very grateful to you, and we look forward to many, many visits in the years ahead.
Yeah.
And we'll look forward to all of those juniors that you've mentored so well, rising into positions of leadership and achievement here in the coming year. Good, good. Well, ACRE research begins for some of those undergraduate students, and we will no doubt be inviting several of them to come on the next edition of the Albright Scholar. We'll see you then. Good night.
If you listen to the critics, if you listen to your own doubts and call them reasons, you may never find the drive to go back to school. But a little change in direction, a new perspective, and the right program may make your successful new path a reality. The Accelerated Degree Program at Albright College. Start your degree or complete your degree one night a week in as little as 2 years. Albright College, a different way of thinking.